Wake up. Open your eyes. The silence of the room is deceptive. It feels peaceful, but do not be fooled. You have just woken up on a battlefield. The war has already begun, and the enemy is waiting. The enemy is not a person. It is not your boss. It is not the government, and it is not the economy. The enemy is the entropy of your own mind. It is the drift toward laziness. It is the gravitational pull of mediocrity. It is the whispering voice that says, "Just 5 more minutes. Just check your phone. Just stay comfortable." Most people lose this war before their feet even touch the cold floor. They reach for their device, the dopamine dispenser, and they inject the chaos of the world directly into their veins. Before they have brushed their teeth, they are anxious about wars they cannot fight, jealous of people they do not know, and stressed about problems that haven't happened yet. They are casualties. They are walking sleepwalkers, drifting through life without a compass. But you are here because you demand something different. You know that the first hour of the morning is the rudder of the day. If the rudder is loose, the ship spins in circles. If the rudder is locked in, the ship cuts through the wildest storm. The ancient Stoics, men like Marcus Aurelius, who ruled the known world, and Epictetus, who rose from slavery to wisdom, understood this secret. They knew that the mind must be armored before it faces the world. You do not put on your armor in the middle of the battle. You put it on before you step out of the tent. In this video, I am giving you the 12 commandments of the Stoic morning. These are not soft affirmations. We are not here to tell you that you are special or that the universe owes you a favor. These are reality-based commands. They are psychological weapons designed to kill procrastination, destroy fear, and construct an unbreachable inner citadel. Warning. This is a long video. This is a deep dive. Do not skip. Do not multitask. If you cannot focus for the next 20 minutes, how do you expect to focus on your life and pay special attention to commandment number 12? It is the one most people are too afraid to face, but it is the only one that truly matters in the end. Let's armor up. 1. Sovereignty over the self. The declaration: I possess absolute sovereignty over my inner world. I am the master of my own climate. I am the thermostat, not the thermometer. The deep dive. The moment you accept complete, radical responsibility for your emotional state, you stop being a child and you start being a warrior. This is the first and most critical declaration of independence a human being can make. But it is also the hardest, because it requires you to kill the part of your ego that loves to play the victim. Look around you at the average person. Watch how they move through the world. They are not masters of their fate. They are puppets. And the world holds the strings. If the traffic is heavy, the puppet is pulled into anger. If the weather is gray, the puppet is pulled into depression. If a stranger sends a rude email, the puppet is pulled into anxiety. If the economy dips, the puppet is pulled into fear. They have completely outsourced their emotional stability to external events. They have handed the remote control of their soul to the chaos of the world and said, "Here, you decide if I am going to have a good day or a bad day." This is the definition of slavery. It is a form of spiritual bondage where your internal peace is held hostage by circumstances you cannot control. As long as you believe that your feelings are caused by things outside of you, you will remain a slave. The Stoic truth. The Stoic declares independence. The Stoic realizes a profound truth: you cannot control the wind, but you can adjust the sails. To understand the depth of this, we must look to Viktor Frankl. Frankl was not just a psychiatrist. He was a prisoner in a Nazi concentration camp. He was stripped of his clothes, his name, his hair, and his dignity. He was starved, beaten, and surrounded by death. Every external comfort that makes life bearable was taken away. And yet, In the freezing darkness of that living hell, Frankl discovered the ultimate human freedom. He realized that the guards could control his environment. They could crush his body, but they could not force him to hate them. They could not force him to despair. He wrote, "Everything can be taken from a man, but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's own way." If a man can maintain his emotional sovereignty while starving in a concentration camp, what excuse do you have for losing your mind because the barista got your coffee order wrong? What excuse do you have for letting a traffic jam ruin your morning? The shift thermometer versus thermostat. You must make a fundamental shift in your identity today. You must move from being a thermometer to a thermostat. Most people are thermometers. They are weak instruments. A thermometer simply reflects the environment. If the room is hot, the mercury goes up. If the room is cold, the mercury goes down. It has no will of its own. It is a victim of the atmosphere. But a thermostat is sovereign. It sets the standard. It regulates the environment. If the thermostat is set to 70 degrees and the room gets hot, the thermostat activates the cooling system. It does not panic. It adjusts. It forces the environment to match its internal will. The practice. So, how do you apply this? You must reclaim the gap between the stimulus. What happens to you and the response what you do? There is a space. In that space lies your power. Today, when the chaos hits, and it will hit, you must catch your reaction in that space. When the anger rises because someone cut you off, stop. Do not use the language of the victim. Do not say, "He made me angry." That implies he has the power to inject anger into your blood. Instead, say the truth. I'm choosing to generate anger in response to this event. Do you feel the difference? The first statement makes you helpless. The second statement makes you the architect. If you built the anger, you can dismantle it. If you created the stress, you can dissolve it. This morning, visualize your mind as a sovereign empire. You are the emperor. You decide the laws. You decide the atmosphere. No foreign invader, no rude boss, no traffic jam, no negative news headline is allowed to dictate the climate of your kingdom unless you sign the treaty. Do not sign the treaty. Reclaim your throne. You decide how today feels. 2. The iron dome of the mind. The declaration. My mind is a fortress. Nothing enters these gates without my explicit permission. I am the gatekeeper, and the gate is shut. The deep dive. Imagine for a moment that you live in a high-tech, ultra-secure compound. You have 20-foot walls topped with razor wire. You have steel-reinforced doors. You have armed security guards patrolling the perimeter. Now, ask yourself, would you leave the front gate wide open? Would you allow thieves to walk in and steal your television? Would you allow stray dogs to run in and tear up your furniture? Would you allow your enemies to walk into your kitchen and poison your food? Of course not. You would protect your physical home with your life. You value your property, so you secure it. And yet, look at how you treat your mind, your most precious possession, the only place that is truly yours. Most people treat their minds like a public park or a garbage dump. They have no security. They have no gates. They have no filters. They wake up and immediately open the doors to the chaos of the world. They let the news anchor walk in and dump fear and anxiety onto the living room floor of their brain. They let a rude comment from a stranger on the internet walk in and smash their self-esteem. They let the toxic complaints of their co-workers paint graffiti on the walls of their soul. And then, at the end of the day, they wonder, why am I so exhausted? Why is my mind so cluttered? Why can I not find peace? You are exhausted because you have been breached. You are cluttered because you let the world treat your mind like a trash can. The Stoic truth. The Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius ruled the largest empire on earth. He faced wars on the borders, a plague that killed millions, and the betrayal of his closest generals. He had every reason to be a chaotic, anxious mess, but he cultivated what he called the Inner Citadel. He understood that true power is not controlling the empire outside. It is controlling the fortress inside. He wrote in his meditations, "If you are pained by any external thing, it is not this thing that disturbs you, but your own judgment about it. And it is in your power to wipe out this judgment now." Let's break that down with the physics of an insult. Imagine someone calls you incompetent or stupid. Physically, what just happened? Sound waves traveled through the air. Vibrating air molecules hit your eardrum. Your brain registered a frequency. That is it. Vibrating air cannot cut your skin. It cannot break your bones. It cannot take money from your bank account. The pain does not come from the word. The pain comes from the assent. The pain happens only when you open the gate. Let the sound wave in, decode it, agree with it, and say, "Yes, that hurts." You have to sign the contract for the insult to be valid. You have to participate in your own injury. If you refuse to sign, if you refuse to give permission, the insult remains just noise. It bounces off your walls and falls harmlessly to the floor. The shift, the Iron Dome. Today, you must install an Iron Dome defense system in your mind. In modern warfare, an Iron Dome intercepts missiles before they hit the city. It detects the threat, analyzes it, and neutralizes it in the sky. You must do the same with your thoughts. You must become the strictest bouncer at the most exclusive club in the world. Not every thought gets on the list. Not every emotion gets in the door. That angry driver who cuts you off, he is not on the list. He stays outside. That worrying thought about the economy, not on the list. Access denied. That passive-aggressive comment from a family member, denied. The practice. This requires the discipline of assent. It is the ability to pause between the knock at the door and opening it. Today, visualize your peace as a VIP section. When a negative event happens, visualize it stopping at a heavy velvet rope. Ask it 3 questions. Is this true? Is this useful? Is this under my control? If the answer is no, you do not engage. You do not argue. You simply keep the gate shut. Think of your mind like a fortress built on a high cliff. The waves of the ocean, the world can crash against the base of the cliff all day long. They can roar, they can foam, they can rage, but they cannot touch the fortress at the top unless you climb down and drag the water in. Stay on the cliff. Stay in the citadel. Your tranquility is a sacred flame. It is your highest duty to protect it from the winds of the world. 3. Ruthless, focus on the sphere of choice. The declaration, today, I have 0 energy for things I cannot control. I am a laser, not a floodlight. I focus entirely on the hand I play, not the hand I was dealt. The deep dive. If you look closely at the root of almost all your anxiety, frustration, and exhaustion, you will find a single, fatal error. It is a glitch in your perception of reality. You are trying to solve an equation that has no solution. Look at how modern humans operate. We lie awake at 3 a.m. stressing about the global economy. We ruin our digestion, worrying if a specific person likes us. We replay a conversation from 5 years ago, wishing we had said something different. But ask yourself the brutal question, can you fix the global economy from your bedroom? No. Can you reach inside another person's skull and rewire their neurons to appreciate you? No. Can you turn back the river of time? No. Trying to control these things is not just difficult, it is a form of insanity. It is like a captain of a ship standing on the deck in the middle of a hurricane. The waves are crashing, the wind is howling, and the sky is black. Instead of holding the wheel, the captain stands at the bow and screams at the ocean. He commands the wind to stop. He begs the waves to be gentle. He argues with the storm, and while he is busy screaming at the elements he cannot control, he has let go of the wheel. The ship capsizes. The ship did not sink because the storm was too big. The ship sank because the captain was distracted. He invested his energy in the wrong place. The Stoic truth, Epictetus, the great Stoic teacher who rose from slavery to become a legend, opened his handbook with the most important distinction in the history of philosophy, the dichotomy of control. He taught that the world is divided into two circles. Circle A, the internal, your judgments, your impulses, your desires, your aversions, and your actions. This is your sphere of choice. Circle B, the external, your body health, your property, your reputation, your office job, status, and the actions of others. Most people live their lives upside down. They pour 90% of their emotional fuel into Circle B. They hinge their entire sense of peace on whether the traffic is light, whether the boss is smiling, or whether the stock market is up. They are slaves to fortune. The Stoic warrior performs a ruthless amputation. He looks at Circle B and says, "This is nothing to me." This does not mean he doesn't care about the result. It means he does not attach his sanity to the result. He realizes that the only thing that is truly his is his own will, his ability to choose how to navigate the storm, the shift. The energy economy. You must view your energy like a bank account with a strict daily withdrawal limit. You wake up with 100 coins of mental energy. That is it. You do not get more. Every time you worry about politics, you spend 10 coins. Every time you get angry at traffic, you spend 15 coins. Every time you stress about a rumor at work, you spend 20 coins. By 10:00 a.m., you are bankrupt. You have 0 coins left to actually build your business, love your family, or improve your health. You are tired, not because you worked hard, but because you leaked your energy on things that gave you 0 return on investment. The practice today, you must become ruthless with your focus. As you move through the day, chaos will present itself. When it does, you must immediately pause and ask the magic question, do I have a dial for this? Imagine a control panel. Does this problem have a knob I can turn if I worry about it? Will it change? If the answer is no, you must treat it like gravity. You don't scream at gravity when you drop a glass. You just accept it and clean up the mess. If the answer is yes, then you attack it with everything you have. If you can't move the wind, adjust the sails. If you can't control the outcome, perfect the process. Stop screaming at the storm. Grab the wheel. That is the only job that matters. 4. Amor, Fati, love the process. Release the prize. The declaration. I commit to the process with total intensity, but I do not worship the outcome. I play to win, but I am not defined by the score. The deep dive. We live in a transaction-based society that has fed you a lie since the day you were born. The lie is a simple, poisonous equation. Achievement, sarn, worthiness. From childhood, you were trained like a seal. If you got the A in school, you received praise. If you scored the goal, you received love. If you got the job, you received status. Over decades, this conditioning has wired your brain to believe that you are only as valuable as your last success. You wake up every morning feeling like you are on trial. You feel that you must earn your right to exist by being productive, by winning, by accumulating. This mindset is a trap. It is a form of spiritual suicide. Why? Because it places your self-esteem in the hands of factors you cannot control. It makes you fragile. If your worth is tied to your bank account, what happens when the market crashes? You don't just lose money, you lose yourself. If your worth is tied to your relationship, what happens if they leave? You don't just lose a partner, you lose your identity. You are placing your happiness on a roulette wheel, spinning it and praying it lands on your number. That is not how a warrior lives. That is how a gambler dies. The Stoic truth. The Stoic philosopher Seneca was one of the wealthiest men in the Roman Empire. He was the right hand of the Emperor Nero. He had palaces, vineyards, and power. But he was also a man who was eventually exiled to a desolate rock in the middle of the sea. How did he survive the transition from master of the universe to outcast? He survived because he understood the concept of the actor and the costume. Seneca realized that success is just a costume. Poverty is just a costume. Fame is just a costume. The man underneath the costume, the character, remains exactly the same. He wrote that a wise man treats wealth like a light cloak comfortable to wear, but easy to take off. He does not stitch it into his skin. To understand this fully, we must look to the metaphor of the Stoic archer. Imagine an archer preparing for the Olympic Games. He wants to hit the bullseye. He wants to win gold. So, what does he do? He selects the finest bow. He checks the wind direction. He perfects his stance. He draws the string back with absolute focus. He aims with precision. Everything up until the moment he releases the string is within his sphere of choice. But the millisecond the arrow leaves the bowstring, it belongs to nature. A sudden gust of wind could blow it off course. The target could fall over. The Stoic archer is satisfied by the quality of his shot, not the location of the hit. If he shoots with perfect form and misses, he is still a winner in his own eyes. If he shoots with sloppy form and hits the bullseye by luck, he's a loser in his own eyes, because he cheated the process. The shift preferred indifference. You must adopt the mindset of preferred indifference. This is the Stoic middle path. It does not mean you don't care. It means you don't cling. It is preferred that you get the promotion. It is preferred that you make the sale. It is preferred that you are healthy. You should work hard for these things, but they are indifferent to your moral worth. If you get them, great. If you don't, you are still whole. The practice today. You're going to play the game of life with high intensity. You're going to aim for the bullseye, but you are going to emotionally detach from the arrow once it flies. Before you enter a meeting, before you post that content, before you have that difficult conversation, tell yourself, I control the effort. Fate controls the outcome. If you win today, be humble. Do not let the success go to your head. It is just a preferred outcome. If you lose today, be dignified. Do not let the failure go to your heart. It is just data. Your worth was established the moment you woke up. It is inherent. It is yours. You are not a machine designed to produce results for the economy. You are a human being designed to cultivate virtue. Do the work, respect the process, and let the arrow fly where it may. Amor Fati. Love the result, whatever it is. 5. Velocity is virtue. The declaration. I kill procrastination with speed. I am what I do, not what I say I will do. I choose the pain of discipline over the pain of regret. The deep dive. There is a famous saying that the richest place on earth is not the oil fields of Saudi Arabia, nor the diamond mines of South Africa. The richest place on earth is the graveyard. In the graveyard, you will find inventions that were never discovered. You will find best-selling books that were never written. You will find cures that were never discovered. You will find businesses that were never launched. You will find apologies that were never spoken. Why is the graveyard so rich? Because millions of people lived and died in the land of intention. They had the talent. They had the ideas. They had the potential. They even had the plan. But they lacked the one thing that actually matters in this physical dimension: action. We love to intend. Intention feels safe. Intention gives you a dopamine hit. When you buy a book on how to learn French, your brain releases dopamine as if you already learned French. When you make a business plan, you feel like a CEO. But this is a dangerous hallucination. Stoicism is not a philosophy of the classroom. It is a philosophy of the battlefield. It is not about knowing the right thing. It is about doing the right thing. Wisdom that is not acted upon is just vanity. It is mental entertainment. You can read every quote by Marcus Aurelius. But if you do not get off the couch and do your work, you are not a Stoic. You are a librarian of other men's deeds. The Stoic truth. We tend to think of the Stoic sages as statues perfect, cold, and disciplined. But the truth is much more human. Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful man in the world, struggled deeply with procrastination. We know this because he argued with himself about it in his private journals. Picture the Emperor of Rome, lying in his bed at dawn. The air is cold. The blankets are warm. He knows the weight of the empire is waiting for him. The wars, the politics, the exhausting court cases. He doesn't want to move. He writes to himself. At dawn, when you have trouble getting out of bed, tell yourself, I have to go to work as a human being. What do I have to complain of if I'm going to do what I was born for? He continues the argument. But it's nice here under the blankets. And then he delivers the hammer blow to his own ego. So you were born to feel nice instead of doing things and experiencing them. Don't you see the plants, the birds, the ants and spiders and bees going about their individual tasks, putting the world in order as best they can? And you're not willing to do your job as a human being. When you procrastinate, you are not just being lazy. You are sinning against nature. You are violating the laws of the universe. Every living thing has a function. The bee makes honey. The earthworm aerates the soil. Your function is to create, to lead, to solve, and to act. When you refuse to move, you become a tumor in the body of the world, taking resources but giving nothing back. The shift. The myth of the right time. You must destroy the myth of the right time. This is the lie fear tells you to keep you safe. I'll start when I have more money. I'll start when I feel more confident. I'll start on Monday. The right time does not exist. The stars will never align. The lights will never all be green. There is only now. The gap between the life you have frustration and the life you want fulfillment is not a knowledge gap. You know what you need to do. It is an execution gap. The amateur waits for clarity to take action. The professional takes action to find clarity. The practice today. Adopt the mindset of aggressive imperfection. Most people don't act because they are afraid of doing it wrong. They want the perfect launch, the perfect conversation, the perfect workout. The Stoic laughs at perfection. Do it messy, do it wrong, stumble, fail, but for God's sake, move. Use the 5-second rule, a modern application of Stoic discipline. When you have an impulse to do something productive, to speak up in a meeting, to put on your running shoes, to close the sale, you have a 5-second window before your brain's emergency brake kicks in. Your brain will start generating excuses. You must move faster than your fear. Countdown, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go. Physically move your body. Action clears the fog. Action cures fear. Action generates momentum. Be a person of velocity. Today, let your deeds speak so loud that your words cannot be heard. 6. The Alchemist of Adversity. The declaration, I do not ask for a lighter load. I ask for broader shoulders. I transmute pain into power. The obstacle is not a barrier. It is the fuel. The deep dive. Here is a harsh truth about human nature. You probably woke up this morning hoping for an easy day. Subconsciously, you prayed for green lights on the way to work. You prayed that your inbox would be empty. You prayed that your family would be agreeable and that the world would be polite. You're praying for a smooth sea, but the Stoic knows that a smooth sea never made a skilled sailor. When you pray for an easy life, you are inadvertently praying for weakness. You're asking the universe to stop testing you, which means you are asking the universe to stop growing you. Think about a bodybuilder. When he walks into the gym, does he hope the weights are made of styrofoam? Does he hope gravity decides to take the day off? No. If his wish came true, he would be wasting his time. He would remain small, frail, and weak. He needs the heavy iron. He needs the resistance. He needs the gravity to tear his muscle fibers so that they can rebuild stronger. The resistance is not the enemy of his growth. The resistance is the source of his growth. And yet, in our lives, we treat every obstacle like a personal insult. When a problem arises, we whine, we complain, we say, "This shouldn't be happening." This mindset is a rejection of reality. It makes you brittle. The Stoic truth. Marcus Aurelius, writing to himself in the middle of a war zone, gave us the most famous and powerful maxim in Stoic philosophy. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. To understand this, you must visualize your life as a fire. There are two types of fires. First, there is the candle. The candle is fragile. It is weak. If a sudden gust of wind blows, the candle flickers and dies. If you throw a pile of sticks on a candle, you smother it. The candle fears the obstacle. Second, there is the bonfire, the blazing, roaring fire. What happens when the wind blows on a bonfire? It gets bigger. It gets hotter. What happens when you throw a giant, ugly log onto a bonfire? Does the fire cry? Does it say, "This log is too heavy"? No. It engulfs the log. It wraps around it. It breaks it down chemically. Within minutes, the log which was once an obstacle has become fuel. The fire is now brighter and hotter because of the obstacle. The shift. The victim versus the alchemist. You must change your fundamental relationship with adversity today. The victim mindset asks, "Why is this happening to me?" The alchemist mindset asks, "Why is this happening for me?" This one-word shift changes the universe from a bully into a personal trainer. Alchemy was the ancient pursuit of turning lead into gold. The Stoic alchemist turns the lead of suffering into the gold of character. Without the difficult boss, you cannot practice the virtue of tolerance. Without the financial crisis, you cannot practice the virtue of resourcefulness. Without the heartbreak, you cannot practice the virtue of resilience. The virtues you admire, most courage, wisdom, strength cannot be bought on Amazon. They can only be forged in the fire of struggle. The practice. Today, you're going to play a game called the training ground. When a problem hits you today, and it will, you must catch your first reaction, which is usually fear, anger, or annoyance, and immediately flip the script. Label the event as training. This traffic jam. It is not an annoyance. It is my training partner for patience. This complex, stressful project. It is my training partner for focus. This failure. It is not a dead end. It is my raw data for wisdom. Do not dodge the rock in the road. Climb over it. The climb is what develops the muscles you need for the rest of the journey. Stop wishing for the absence of problems. Start wishing for the competence to handle them. Be the fire. Consume the obstacle. 7. Destroy the mirror of envy. The declaration, I destroy the mirror of comparison. I run my own race. I measure myself against who I was yesterday, not who someone else is today. I reject the poison of envy. The deep dive. We live in an era of psychological warfare, and the weapon is in your pocket. Never before in human history have we been exposed to the lives of so many other people. In the past, you only compared yourself to the blacksmith or the baker in your village. Today, you open your phone and, within seconds, you are bombarded with the apex predators of the world. You see the billionaire on his yacht. You see the fitness model with the perfect body. You see the couple with the perfect relationship. And instantly, a subconscious program runs in your brain, a malware of the soul. It whispers, "You are not enough. You are behind. You are failing." This is not just a bad habit. It is an act of violence against your authentic self. When you compare yourself to others, you're playing a rigged game. It is a hallucination. Why? Because you are comparing your behind-the-scenes footage, your doubts, your messy kitchen, your debt, your insecurities, your trauma with their highlight reel. You are comparing your blooper reel with their Oscar-winning moment. You see their smile in the photo, but you do not see the antidepressant prescription in their bag. You see their luxury car, but you do not see the crushing debt or the loneliness they feel on the drive home. Envy is always based on incomplete data. It is the art of counting someone else's blessings instead of your own. The Stoic truth, Epictetus, the lame slave who became a master of wisdom, warned us about looking sideways. He asked, "Do you want to win the Olympic Games? Fine, but look at what it takes. Everyone wants the gold medal, the result. Nobody wants the broken bones, the vomit, the discipline, and the sacrifice, the cost." Furthermore, Stoicism teaches us that life is a race, but we are all running on different tracks. Imagine a sprinter in a 100-meter dash. What happens if he turns his head to look at the runner in the next lane? He slows down. He loses his aerodynamic form. He drifts out of his lane. He might even trip and break his face. To look at another is to stumble. Your life is a unique trajectory. You have different DNA, different parents, different traumas, and a different destiny than anyone else on earth. Trying to walk someone else's path is like trying to wear someone else's prescription glasses. It will not give you clarity. It will only give you a headache. The shift, the package deal. You must adopt the mindset of the package deal. Often, we cherry pick. We look at a famous person and say, "I want his money," or "I want her beauty." But you cannot just take the good parts. You have to take the whole package. If you want that person's money, you also have to take their anxiety, their enemies, their lack of privacy, and their family problems. If you want that person's body, you have to take their strict diet, their joint pain, and their insecurity. Once you realize that everyone is fighting a hard battle, envy evaporates and is replaced by compassion. You realize that the person you are jealous of is suffering just as much as you, just in a different font. The practice today: declare a ceasefire on envy. When you feel that twinge of jealousy rising in your chest, stop. Do not let it settle. Flip the script immediately. If you see someone winning, say "good for them." It shows that success is possible. And then, immediately snap your eyes back to your own lane. Ask the only question that matters: am I better than I was yesterday? Am I wiser than the version of me from yesterday? Am I stronger than the version of me from yesterday? Am I kinder than the version of me from yesterday? If the answer is yes, you are winning the game of life. If the answer is no, you are losing no matter how much money you have compared to your neighbor. Your potential is the only metric that counts. Stop looking at the scoreboard of others. Play your game. 8. Discipline is the only freedom. The Declaration. I reject the slavery of comfort. I choose the freedom of discipline. I do what is necessary, not what is easy. My feelings are suggestions, not commands. The Deep Dive. Here is the biggest lie you have been sold by modern culture. You need to feel like doing something in order to do it. We are obsessed with motivation. We watch motivational videos, we listen to hype music, and we wait for that lightning bolt of inspiration to strike so we can finally start our work. We treat motivation like a god that we must pray to. We say, "I'm just not motivated today," as if that is a valid excuse to abandon our duty. But let me tell you the truth about motivation. Motivation is a fair-weather friend. Imagine a friend who only hangs out with you when you are buying the drinks, when the sun is shining, and when the party is fun. But the moment your car breaks down in the rain, or you run out of money, or you get sick, that friend disappears. That is motivation. It is unreliable. It is flaky. It is a liar. Discipline, on the other hand, is your loyal brother in arms. Discipline stays in the trenches with you when it is raining, when it is freezing, when you are exhausted, and when the odds are against you. Discipline does not care about the weather. Discipline cares about the mission. If you build your life on the foundation of motivation, you will build a house of sand. You will only work on the days you feel good, which means you will never achieve anything of significance. Greatness is not built on sunny days. It is built on the days when you wanted to quit, but didn't. The Stoic truth. We have a twisted, childish view of freedom. We think freedom means doing whatever I want, whenever I want. If I want to eat the donut, I eat it. If I want to skip the gym, I skip it. If I want to sleep until noon, I sleep. The Stoic looks at this and says, that is not freedom. That is slavery. If you cannot say no to your own impulses, you are not free. You are a slave to your dopamine receptors. You are a slave to your belly. You are a slave to comfort. If your body orders you to sit on the couch and you obey, who is the master? The body is the master. You are the servant. The Stoic sage seeks enkrateia, self-mastery. Cato the Younger, the great Roman Stoic who stood against Julius Caesar, practiced this religiously. He would walk through Rome barefoot in the scorching heat and the freezing cold. He wore rough, cheap clothing. He drank the same cheap wine as his soldiers. He didn't do this because he was poor. He was wealthy. He did it because he wanted to prove to himself that his happiness was not dependent on comfort. He wanted to be unbreakable. He realized that the more you seek comfort, the more fragile you become. Discipline is the only true freedom. The discipline to save money buys you financial freedom. The discipline to eat right and train buys you physical freedom, mobility, and health. The discipline to study buys you mental freedom. The hard path leads to an easy life. The easy path leads to a hard life. The shift feelings are suggestions. You must fundamentally change your relationship with your emotions today. Most people treat their feelings like commands from a general. Feeling I am tired. Action, go back to sleep. Feeling I'm scared. Action, run away. Feeling I'm bored. Action, pick up phone. The Stoic warrior treats feelings like suggestions from a child. Feeling I am tired. Warrior response. I hear you, but we have work to do. Keep moving. Feeling I'm scared. Warrior response. That's normal. Do it anyway. The practice. Today, stop asking yourself the wrong question. Stop asking, do I feel like doing this? The answer will almost always be no. Your brain is designed to conserve energy. It wants you to be lazy. Start asking, does this need to be done? If the answer is yes, then your feelings are irrelevant. Amateurs wait for inspiration. Professionals get to work. Identify the one task you are dreading the most today. The frog you have to eat. Do it first. Do it immediately. Do not think. Do not negotiate with yourself. Every time you choose the hard thing over the easy thing, you are casting a vote for the person you want to become. You are building self-trust. Embrace the suck. Do the work. Be free. 9. Weaponized Gratitude. The Declaration. I weaponize gratitude against anxiety. I choose to see the wealth I already possess. I do not crave what is absent. I cherish what is present. The Deep Dive. In the modern world, gratitude has been marketed as something soft. We think of it as a fluffy emotion, something for journals and greeting cards. But the Stoic warrior views gratitude differently. For the Stoic, gratitude is a weapon. It is a tactical defense system against the most dangerous virus of the human mind, the scarcity mindset. Here is the physiological truth. You cannot be in a state of stress and a state of gratitude at the same time. The brain cannot process fear and appreciation simultaneously. They use different neural pathways. When you are anxious, your brain is scanning for threats. It is screaming, what is wrong, what is missing, what is dangerous. When you are grateful, your brain is scanning for assets. It is whispering, what is right, what is safe, what is abundant. Most people wake up in a deficit. Before they even get out of bed, their mind is already listing what they lack. I didn't get enough sleep. I don't have enough money. I don't have enough time. I don't have the love I deserve. They start the day with a hole in their soul, and they spend the next 16 hours running around trying to fill that hole with pleasure, validation, and material things. But the hole never fills, because the scarcity mindset is a bottomless pit. The Stoic truth, negative visualization. The Stoics developed a powerful psychological technique to counter this, known as premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils, or negative visualization. This is not about being a pessimist. It is about shocking your system into realizing how wealthy you actually are. Most of us are hedonically adapted. We get used to our blessings. We take our legs for granted until we break one. We take our hot water for granted until the heater breaks. We take our loved ones for granted until they are in a coffin. The practice. To weaponize gratitude, you must simulate the loss. Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine that you woke up this morning and everything was pitch black. You rub your eyes, but there is no light. You have gone blind. You will never see a sunset, a smile, or a movie ever again. Imagine the terror of that darkness. Now, open your eyes. Look at the light. Look at the colors. Look at the room. Suddenly, your ability to see which was boring 5 minutes ago is a miracle. You are rich. Imagine you woke up and walked into the kitchen, and your partner or your children were gone. Not just at school, gone forever. Imagine the silence in the house. Imagine the grief crushing your chest. Now, hear them in the next room. Suddenly, the noise they make isn't annoying. It is the most beautiful sound in the world. Seneca wrote, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, who is poor." Wealth is not a number in a bank account. Wealth is a state of mind. If you are a billionaire but you are desperate for more, you are poor. If you have little but crave nothing, you are free. The shift, have to versus get to. To apply this today, you must change one word in your vocabulary. Eliminate the phrase, I have to. Replace it with, I get to. You say, I have to go to work. The truth. You get to go to work. Millions of people are unemployed, desperate for a way to provide for their families. You have a purpose. You say, I have to pick up my kids. The truth. You get to pick up your kids. Millions of people are struggling with infertility, praying to the universe for a child they can't have. You have a legacy. You say, I have to go to the gym. The truth. You get to move your body. Millions of people are confined to hospital beds or wheelchairs, wishing they could feel the pain of a workout. You have strength. This tiny shift changes your entire reality. It transforms your life from a series of burdens into a series of blessings. Do not walk through this day like a zombie. Look at your life. Look at the air in your lungs. Look at the opportunities in front of you. You have already won the lottery of existence. Stop acting like a victim. Be grateful. 10. The 1% compounding rule. The declaration: I obey the law of evolution. I will go to sleep 1% better than I woke up. I do not demand perfection. I demand progress. The deep dive. We live in the age of the quantum leap. We are addicted to the idea of the overnight success. We want the lottery ticket. We want the pill that gives us six-pack abs in 2 weeks. We want the hack that makes us a millionaire in a month. We look at our lives and we want a revolution. We want to burn everything down and start over, hoping that a massive, dramatic change will fix our broken habits. But this is a delusion, and it is a dangerous one. When you demand a quantum leap, you set yourself up for failure. You set the bar so high that you are paralyzed by the fear of not reaching it. You try to read a book a week, fail, and stop reading entirely. You try to run 5 miles a day, get injured, and stop running entirely. You try to be a perfect Stoic sage, lose your temper once, and give up on philosophy. This all-or-nothing mindset is the enemy of greatness. Nature does not rush, yet everything is accomplished. A giant oak tree does not spring from the ground in a single night. It grows imperceptibly, cell by cell, ring by ring, day by day. If you watched it for 24 hours, you would say nothing is happening. But if you watch it for 10 years, it cracks the concrete. The Stoic truth. The Stoics played the long game. They understood the power of compounding. Seneca, one of the busiest and most powerful men in Rome, had a non-negotiable evening ritual. When the darkness fell and his wife had gone to sleep, he would examine his entire day. He would put his soul on trial. He wrote, "I make use of this opportunity, daily pleading my case at my own court. When the light has been removed, I examine my entire day, going through what I have done and said. I conceal nothing from myself. I pass nothing by." He asked himself specific questions. What bad habit did I curb today? What temptation did I resist? In what way am I better? He did not beat himself up if he failed. He simply looked at the data, forgave himself, and resolved to do better tomorrow. He understood that a human life is not judged by one bad day or one good day. It is judged by the trajectory. The shift, the math of 1%. You must shift your focus from intensity to consistency. Intensity is doing 5 hours of meditation once a month. Consistency is doing 10 minutes every single morning. Intensity makes for a good Instagram post. Consistency makes for a good life. Consider the math of the 1% rule popularized by the philosophy of Kaizen. If you get 1% better every day for a year, you do not end up 365% better. Because of the law of compounding, you end up 37 times better. You become a completely unrecognizable version of yourself. But if you get 1% worse every day, if you let one small bad habit slide, if you skip one small discipline, you degrade down to almost zero. The difference between the person you are and the person you want to be is not a giant chasm. It is the accumulation of thousands of tiny, boring choices. The practice today: lower the bar for action, but raise the bar for consistency. Stop trying to be a superhero. Just be a bricklayer. Do not worry about building the Great Wall of China. Just worry about laying this one brick as perfectly as a brick can be laid. You don't need to read Dostoevsky today. Just read one page of wisdom. You don't need to be a monk. Just take 3 deep breaths before you scream at your kids. You don't need to conquer the world. Just conquer your impulse to check your phone for 1 hour. Tonight, before you close your eyes, you must earn the right to sleep. Ask yourself, did I move the needle forward? It doesn't have to be a mile. An inch is enough. If the answer is yes, you have won the day. And a winning life is nothing more than a string of winning days, stacked one on top of the other until you reach the stars. Keep stacking the bricks. 11. Character is destiny. The declaration. I do the right thing, even when no one is watching. My character is my currency. I fear the judgment of my own conscience more than the judgment of the crowd. The deep dive. We live in the age of optics. We live in a world of filters, PR, and image management. From a young age, you are taught that what matters isn't necessarily who you are, but how you are perceived. Society whispers a dangerous lie into your ear. It doesn't matter how you get to the top. As long as you get there, it doesn't matter if you cut corners, as long as you don't get caught. We reward the charlatans. We applaud the fakes. We measure success by the bank balance, not the moral balance. But the Stoic rejects this entirely. The Stoic understands that reputation is just a shadow, but character is the substance. A shadow can be manipulated, depending on where the light stands. A small man can cast a giant shadow, but the substance never lies. If you build your life on the foundation of deceiving others, of faking it till you make it, of lying to get ahead, you are building a skyscraper on a swamp. Eventually, the ground will shift and the structure will collapse. But even if it doesn't collapse externally, it rots internally. The Stoic truth, the ring of Gyges. There is a famous thought experiment in philosophy called the ring of Gyges. Imagine you found a magical ring that made you completely invisible. You could walk into any bank and steal money. You could spy on your enemies. You could commit any crime, and you would never, ever be caught. No police, no jail, no public shame. The question is, would you still be a good person? Would you still follow the law? Would you still be honest? If your answer is no, I would do whatever I wanted, then you are not a good person. You are simply a fearful person. You are only behaving well because you are afraid of the whip. You are a trained dog, not a virtuous human. The Stoic sage behaves exactly the same way in the dark as he does in the light. Marcus Aurelius wrote a simple, brutal command to himself in his journal, just that you do the right thing. The rest doesn't matter. He didn't say, do the right thing if it pays well. He didn't say, do the right thing if people praise you. He said, do it because it is right. Integrity is the only possession that you truly own. You can lose your job. You can lose your house. You can lose your reputation. But you can never lose your integrity unless you choose to give it away. The shift. The inner roommate. Why does this matter? Why not cheat if you can get away with it? Because of the mirror, you have to live with yourself. You are your own roommate. You spend 24 hours a day inside your own head. Every time you lie, every time you take the cowardly path, every time you cheat, you create a microscopic fracture in your soul. You begin to despise yourself. Deep down, you know you are a fraud. And because you know you are a fraud, you lose your confidence. You become anxious. You become paranoid that you will be exposed. True confidence, the kind that makes a person unshakable, comes from congruence. It comes from knowing that your public self and your private self are the exact same person. You have nothing to hide. You have no secrets to guard. The practice today, you are likely to face a choice. It might be small, but it is significant. You will face a choice between the hard right and the easy wrong. The cashier gives you an extra $10 in change by mistake. Do you keep it or do you give it back? You promised to send an email, but you forgot. Do you lie and say, it went to spam? Or do you own it and say, I messed up. You see someone being bullied or gossiped about at work. Do you join in to fit in, or do you speak up? Choose the hard right. Why not for a reward? No one might ever know. Do it for the most selfish reason of all, so you can sleep at night. Do it so that when you look in the mirror, you like the person staring back at you. Be the person who doesn't need an audience to be noble. Your character is your destiny. Protect it with your life. 12. The final deadline. The declaration. I acknowledge that I am mortal. I could leave life right now. Let that determine what I do, and say, and think. I will not waste my limited time on nonsense. The deep dive. We have arrived at the summit. This is the declaration that most people run from. This is the truth that terrifies the weak but emboldens the strong. Memento Mori. Remember that you must die. Look at how the average person lives. They live in a state of delusion. They live as if they have an unlimited supply of time. They live as if they are immortal. They say things like, "I'll forgive him later. I'll write that book next year. I'll tell her I love her when the time is right." They squander their hours scrolling through social media, getting into petty arguments, and worrying about things that do not matter. They treat time like it is trash, throwing it away by the handful. Why? Because they believe there is always a tomorrow. But the Stoic knows the brutal, liberating truth: tomorrow is not promised to anyone. Not to the billionaire, not to the beggar, and not to you. You have an expiration date. It is stamped on your skin. You just cannot see the numbers. It could be 40 years from now. It could be 40 minutes from now. Living without this awareness is not optimism. It is arrogance. The Stoic truth. Marcus Aurelius, the Emperor of Rome, was surrounded by death. He lived through the Antonine Plague, which killed millions. He lost his wife. He lost his children. He fought on the front lines of brutal wars. He did not use death as an excuse to be depressed. He used it as a tool to be vitalized. He wrote in his journals, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what I do and say and think." Think about the economics of scarcity. Why is gold valuable? Because it is rare. If diamonds were as common as rocks, they would be worthless. Scarcity creates value. Your life is valuable precisely because it is finite. If you lived forever, today would mean nothing. You could just waste it and do it again in a million years. But because you are going to die, today is sacred. This specific morning, this specific sunrise, this specific cup of coffee, it will never happen again in the history of the universe. When this day is gone, it is gone forever. When you truly understand Memento Mori, you stop sleepwalking, you snap awake. The shift. The ultimate filter. Death is the ultimate cleaning agent for your priorities. It is a razor that cuts away the bullshit. When you view your day through the lens of your own mortality, the nonsense falls away. Does it matter that someone cut you off in traffic? No, you're dying. Who cares? Does it matter that you have a pimple on your nose? No, you're dying. Does it matter that you are embarrassed to wear a certain shirt? No. Does it matter that you failed a test? Suddenly, the only things that remain are the essential. Did I love well? Did I do my duty? Was I kind? Was I brave? Did I live fully? Or did I hide in the shadows? Death strips away the ego and leaves only the soul. The practice. How do you live this without becoming morbid? You use the last time meditation. Today, as you move through your life, I want you to touch the impermanence of everything. When you say goodbye to your partner or your children this morning, look them in the eye. Pause for 1 second. Realize this could be the last time I ever see them. This thought shouldn't scare you. It should make you love them more fiercely. It should make you put your phone down and really listen to them. It should make you hug them tighter. When you sit down to do your work, ask yourself, if this was my last contribution to humanity, would I be proud of it? You wouldn't phone it in. You wouldn't be lazy. You would do it with excellence. Do not wait for a terminal diagnosis to start living. The diagnosis has already been given. You are human. You are terminal. So, stop holding grudges. They are too heavy for such a short trip. Stop delaying your dreams. There is no later. Drink the coffee. Feel the sun on your face. Do the work. Love the people. You are alive. That is a statistical miracle. Do not waste a single second of this gift. Go. The script. You now possess the 12 commandments of the Stoic morning. This is not just a list. It is a complete operating system for the human mind. You have been given the armor, sovereignty, focus, discipline, gratitude, integrity, and the ultimate perspective of death. But let me be brutally honest with you, information alone is not power. Information is potential. Action is power. A map is useless if you refuse to walk the path. A sword is useless if you leave it in the scabbard. The moment this video ends, the real test begins. The silence of the morning will break. The algorithm will try to serve you a distraction. Your phone will buzz with urgent nonsense. The world will try to drag you back into the matrix of mediocrity. It wants you asleep. It wants you reactive. It wants you weak. Do not let it. Most people will watch this video, nod their heads, feel a momentary burst of motivation, and then go right back to their old habits. They will consume the philosophy, but they will not digest it. Do not be most people. Be the exception, the challenge. I'm asking you to draw a line in the sand right now. I have a specific challenge for you before you close this tab. I want you to look at the list of the 12 declarations one last time. Sovereignty, the fortress, focus, detachment, velocity, alchemy, anti-envy, discipline, gratitude, compounding, integrity, mortality. I want you to identify the one declaration that you need the most right now, the one that exposes your biggest weakness, the one that scares you. Is it the Memento 5 execution over intention? Is it not hate discipline is the only freedom? Or is it the terrifying truth of Thumbria 12, Memento Mori? Scroll down to the comments. I want you to type that declaration out. By writing it down, you're not just feeding the algorithm, you are signing a psychological contract with yourself. You are making a public oath. You are telling the world, this is who I am today. This is the standard I will hold. Let your word be your bond. If you have made it to the very end of this video, you are already part of the 1%. You are the resistance. Hit the like button to signal to other warriors that this is a place of strength. Subscribe to Stoic Focus and turn on notifications, because we are building an army of minds that cannot be conquered. And I want you in the ranks. The training is over. The gates are open. The arena awaits. Do not just have a good day. Make a good day. Focus. Act. Conquer. I see you in the comments.